Please use the chat box to ask any questions or leave comments. Please do not share your screen or stop recording. If you happen to log off, just click back in on that same link and you'll get back into the workshop. And then finally, mahalo for showing us your grace today for any technical issues we might have. We are all learning together. I would like to welcome Auntie Manulani Aluli Meyer. She will be presenting on Effulgent Coherence, Hawaiian culture in these times. Woo!
Is it? No, I'm not. Okay. Alana kahi amoe lana malie a oea io. He io kumu, he io lau. He io lono a ke aloha. E ho o ulu mai, e ho o ulu mai. E ho o ulua e kavelina a ke aloha. A ke akamai, a ke akamai. A ke akamai. Hey, no, kalahu. Hi, everyone. Gosh, here we go. So we put on the, yeah, I'm gonna ask these guys to put on the PowerPoint. Someone's eating chips. Okay, Mark has just saved my life. I don't know, 14 times in the last hour. Mark, I owe you my life. Here we go. Are we ready? Okay, everybody. Let's strap on some vocabulary. All right. Effulgent coherence, Hawaiian culture and these times. First, you got to know that effulgent happens. It's like when you put milk into black coffee, the black coffee turns light brown, meaning the whole thing is being touched by a type of touching and coherence that's absolutely fantastic. And that's what's going to happen today. So here we are. I want to just mihi to Pono first. Pono, that was fantastic.
Why are you studying it again?
Okay, I just gotta. So what happened today is that Pono Shim spoke about.
Hey, Kalamai, if we could have everyone mute their microphone. Mahalo.
Thanks, you guys. Pono gave us a really great beginning, and I really want to mahalo him for how he gave the Noa Huna, and he introduced to us the Auntie Pilahi Paki's trilogy of how to interpret words. She introduced this idea of ho'opukaku as the literal, kauna as the multiple and the metaphoric, and the Noa Huna as the esoteric. My friend Pulama Collier of Maui is calling that trilogy Ike Papa Kolu. So it's time now for our language to be nourishing to us, not to badger us. And so what Pono did is he took the Noa Huna and he went for it, because Oahu for him, that was taught by his auntie Pilahi Paki, is the eternal altar. I love that, the spiritual and intellectual center to be explored. Mahalo nui, Pono. We've got lots. I want to do this again for my keynote. So here's the question that I want to ask you guys in this webinar: is in this worldwide pandemic, they're describing it as a non-specific amplification. Can you imagine? Like, what the heck does that mean? Non-specific amplification is actually a drug term. It means that, you know, when you get really, really tripping on a substance, you don't know where it's begun, you don't know where it's going to end. It's just non-specific amplification. Am I in trouble? Am I going to get my job again? Is pollution going to run the world? Is the water going to be polluted forever? Food security, insecurity. Am I going to get sick? So that whole business of non-specific amplification is real. Or we can practice effulgent coherence, and it's our choice. It is our choice. But I want to tell you that we've been here before. We have so been here before. Literally 90% of our people have been taken away. So if someone says we haven't had a pandemic, you have to just kindly say, this is what happened. So we almost lost every single one of us after 125 years of intersecting with the world. So we've been here before. So let us figure out and learn from our practice, because resilience is our birthright. Right, Mark? Ta-da! I had to put it in because he was coming. It is our birthright. Okay, so here's proof. And I want to really lift up the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, because it's time now to stop being separate from our beloveds, no matter how, you know, challenged they are and how clear they are or not. So they're putting this out, and because we believe in and honor the concept of ikaulelo ola ikaulelo make, I believe them. They're going to provide assistance for small businesses and Native Hawaiian farmers, because here's an example: Ma'o Farms. Now, this is our resilience right here. Ma'o. The CSA, the community supported agricultural boxes, jumped from 64 to 250 plus during this pandemic. These guys are working. They're working hard. They're growing. They're growing themselves, and they're growing our food. So mahalo nui e kukui. But this is a sign of our resilience. Another sign of our resilience is that OHA is saying our leaders should diversify our economy. Let's diversify our economy and move away from military tourism and luxury development. It's like, duh, but you know what? We're saying it. So I'm going to show you proof that we are doing this collectively. This is an effulgent, coherent time. We're expanding collectively. We're doing it together. We really are. And so thank you, Kukui and Gary and Kamuela and Claire, all those guys. Really, what a group. Because here we are. Here's the Aina Aloha Economics Future Declaration. Thank you. Thank you, friends, colleagues, and community beloveds. Mahina guys, Keone, mahalo nui for all that work, because this is going to change, is part of the change of Hawaii. The Aina Aloha Economic Futures Declaration, you can receive the thing that gets it to the website. I'll share it with you afterwards. But when you have this type of clarity, Aina Aloha, Opuali, Imi Oi, Kela, Ho'okipa, that type of coherence, it's clear, it's instructive, it's empowering, because these guys got together by their own volition and developed a creative, clearly principled ideas. And once you have a principle, then it can be effulgent. Then it's like, then it can go out in all directions. And that's the point of principles. And that's why, that's what culture is a set of principles. We know what they are. We have been practicing. There's kupu guys feeding. It's probably 90,000 meals. They've Chef Eddie and the gang, they have made food. They've turned their organization into a culinary food program because our kupuna and our people need it. This is what they did. OHA supported Kaiulu Meals Program with 500 CSA delivered to Kupuna all throughout the Kapai Aina. And so when you have our own people supporting our own farmers, there it is, Effulgent Coherence. I love this from OHA. We should look at rebuilding social foundations, such as our capacity to provide healthcare and education services, especially to those residents in our neighbor islands and rural areas. These are Pohaku Ku'ila'au. These are our kumu here at UH West Oahu is Ku'ule Sampson, and these are her pohaku that she brought. And we are learning to be our own healers. Auntie Lynette Paglinawan has asked for a healer in every home.
It's not in the same class.
And that is what we're trying to
They
do.
might have got.
Yeah, I love this. I love it. It's kind of like someone walking in the door, like, "Hey, you, what? No homalie." You know, but I'm so ADHD. I'm like, "What? Who came in?" So this is what they're asking. We need to rebuild, and you know what? We are. When you study Na Pokihi, we'll have the principles to rebuild our places. Kukulu Kumuhana. This is the framework for Native Hawaiian well-being that Queen Liliuokalani Trust is putting forward. Isn't this beautiful? Ea, aina momona, pilina, vaiwai, oivi, kea kuamana. I mean, like, look at these ideas. They're fantastic. All we got to do is believe what we are speaking. And all we got to do is practice what we know. But I'm telling you, the world is going to lean into us because of our own clarity and our own practices. So thank you, QLT, for being this clear. And as you struggle to evolve, we are rooting for you. And here's Polama speaking. Our hope is that Ohana gain a deeper understanding of the importance of spending time together. See, so is it going to be non-specific amplification? Are we going to freak out? Or are we going to spend time together more consciously? And here we are working on a game that my friend Pulama, these are my sisters and partner, and we're working on the game called Akamai. And if you come to Dakai, my keynote speech, you'll hear more about Akamai. Because it's time. It's time, you know, did you know that we didn't even get Hawaiian history in our schools? So we're just gonna keep going and we're gonna do it ourselves. So get ready. This game is gonna change your lives. And here's a friend, Mikiala Lidstone. Way to go, Mikiala. She developed the Uluwai Center here in Pu'o Kapolei area, and Kalailoa developed the No'eau box delivery program during this time. It was a wonderful box filled with Kama'aina and Hawaiian games. How's that? Can you imagine getting that at your doorstep? I heard mothers cried. They were so grateful. So here's another example of effulgent coherence, the kind of coherence that comes from principles that touches all of our essence and all of our dailiness, and that is the love of coconuts. I live with a beloved friend Indrajit and Gunasekara from South Sri Lanka, and he is a coconut farmer, and we eat coconuts almost every other night, and you know, it's the tree of life in the world. It is the tree of life, and we consider it an ornamental and a liability here. So watching him animate himself through his love of coconuts, you really get to begin to understand what Awamo Kuleana means. And we're going to go over Awamo Kuleana a little later too, but it's not just carrying your kuleana. It means it's a channel. It's a procreative channel of excellence when you're doing what you're meant to do. And that is hana. And Pono was absolutely inspiring today, because when you're doing hana, you're actually, you're transforming into grace, because you're doing what you're meant to do. And so that's what Indrajit is doing. So we've got webinars on Niu Now. Our group is called Niu Now. Please come to our next webinar on September 27th. Puloma Collier, a beloved friend, has developed the Kawa Continuum as a new way to understand history. Hello. So it's clear as a bell. Wa aumaku, wa li'i, wa aumo'i, wa kupa, wa pulupula. So talk to Pulama. she's ready to, she's going to publish something in the next 2 years. But just that changed my life. That's Effulgent Coherence. And she presented that at Kauai Collective on Saturday, July 11th. These are some of beloveds and movements. We're moving. We're growing. Kokua Kalihi Valley, thank you, Puni Ma, for all the work that you do. Ku Kahakalau and her Ohana, Mahalo Nui, for all that you do for our Lahui. Ku, really, Mahalo Nui. Kukui, Ma'o Farms, Mahalo Nui for being such a leader. Luana and Craig at Hawaiian Force, oh my gosh. Let's just thank you forever for not only nourishing the nation with your humor, Craig, but dressing the nation with those clothes. And Kehau Ma, Mahalo Nui for Kanai Okana. And so much to be grateful for, you guys. Really, so much to be grateful for. There's my sister Miley. I mean, you know, nepotism rocks. Let's just talk about that, okay? Because this is an island. We know each other. And if I don't know you, there's a reason for that. So this is why Pono, when Pono said today that my sister Miley said, tell us who we are, Pono. And he did today. I want to thank you, Miley. And thank you, Pono, for listening. Because, you know, I almost called Miley. I said, Miley, what's Juneteenth? You spelt it wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's June 10th or something. I thought you. So it's something to support our Black Lives Matter movement. I had never heard of Juneteenth. So Miley puts out, this is not just a store. It's a way of connecting people. It's the relationality that Pono was speaking of. It's not transactional. It's relational. And so they're developing the place to weave, Keanahala. So if you want to learn how to weave a lauhala mat, go to Native Namea Hawaii. Isn't that cool? And here it is. Oh my gosh. I just want to tell you that, you know, Lily Kalau going viral in the Pacific. Hello. How cool is that? And, you know, Hawaiian History Month, I couldn't believe it. That the first day, I mean, now I know, we know now that September 2nd is our Queen's birthday. Because the Hawaii Pono'i Coalition have been doing this for years. So thank you, guys. And, you know, I heard that there was 15,000 people connecting on the Hawaiian History Month on September 2nd. Isn't that amazing? And now there's over 200,000 people that checked into that webpage and that webinar series. So mahalo nui for that, because we need our own history, but we need to be the people that tell it. So these are just people, let me blow my nose. These are just beloved people. Remember the Pu'uhonua? Oh, Pu'uhuluhulu University, you guys? Wasn't that fun? And Kawaiwai, mahalo nui, all of you guys for what you're doing. Because together we are doing it. Together we are doing it. My gosh, isn't that, this just came through my office this morning. Absolutely this morning. Hawaii Papaokeao and the movement that Gail, Maynette, Judy, Taupori, all those guys have been doing for years. Mahalo nui no ko ike nahe nahe. And Mehana, way to go. So our people, we're waking up. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? I hope you are. And so here's us at the Urban Agroforestry Gang. They just let us in because cultural urban agroforestry, I mean, that's a big word, but not really. It just means let's start growing our ohia where we can, and our niu and our hala and a kukui, so that we have relationships again. Because a hulihia is about reconnecting to our aina. It's an inward change, a recognition of pono, and it's unusual collaborations, a waking up, and it's therefore, do you see, collective transformation through individual excellence is awamukuleana. But because of the nature of simultaneity and what we understand about what our kupuna taught us, aloha, aku aloha mai, kokua aku, kokua mai, o aku, you know, that's simultaneity. It's also awamukuleana also then means individual transformation through collective excellence. Do you get that? Individual transformation through collective excellence. And that's what I'm going through right now. Because this is what Koa Luke wrote. He said, yes. I mean, this is my friend Cole, who works at Ulu Ulu Archives here at UH West Oahu. This is his screen. This is his screen. And he said to me, yes, it is an interesting huliao indeed. For me, I'm flipping the script and have seen it as a time for transformation and healing. I'm eating better, lost a significant amount of weight, and have basically rid myself of having diabetes. Also, I mean, he got rid of diabetes. That made me cry. Way to go, Core. Way to go. Isn't that amazing? Really. Non-specific amplification or effulgent coherence. You decide. You decide. Your family makes that decision together. And here's my beloved Pili Aloha, Luana, who has been shaped and transformed by her work with the Wahine Papalani group of Mauna Kea. And so when the gang called the Kapu Aloha, you bet it was serious. And this is what she had to say about it. Unfold the beauty and the bounty of an intelligent people. And to have seen the seeds planted in them too, it's like a garden, watching the garden grow. To see the lights go on in your people and to be a part of that, like going on in yourself. The big aha has just been experienced. I have great hope. I have no worry. I have no fear. So I know many of you are very, very in the kai ahi ahi, in the kanalua-ness of challenge. And this is why we're here today. We're here to actually affirm the capacity for your own resilience. You must go inward, and you must link into friends, family, strangers. And we can do this collectively, because when the Kapu Aloha was called, we all had to relearn our reverence for loving. That's what Kapu means, is reverence. So reverence for loving. And then we entered the pandemic. So we had a good kumupa to head into this cacophony. And this is what Kaimi his wrote to me. And he is a philosopher, professor. And he was basically saying part of strengthening our net, our pilina to each other, is taking time to take care of ourselves. So Lahui Kanaka, this is out of Oha too. I love this. Mahalo Oha for Lahui Kanaka. And mahalo Kaimi for this clarity, because he's taking a break and he's spending time growing within. I've always thought our work is inward, always, especially when the Hokulea taught us we could go outward. That was an inward knowing. And then they came back and all of them changed. Okay, now, there we go. Nohono Hawaii. I just want to tell you, it's a little thing. Auntie Lynette is having Nohono Hawaii classes every Monday, 9 to 11. You can share in it. All you got to do is email me. Nohono Hawaii is living a Hawaiian way. Monday, 9 to 11. We've got 140 people, and I guess we can have like 300 or 400. It's time. And that's my twin sister. Look at that picture. Yeah. That's my twin. And her name is Moana. And some of you know her. She lives in Portland. She loves living in Portland. She says, you got to live in a place where you're altered. Most of the time, it's kind of, I say, yeah, I do. It's called Hawaii. She is just the best. And so if you're not mentored by difference, you're just going to want to colonize it. And my mentor has been my twin sister. She's so unique. And so these are our favorite Olelo no Eao. Because to be a twin is to make a commitment. And old style, you have to ask, who wanted to come in with who? And she chose me. Because she knew mystically that I had enough courage and I needed humbling. It's the truth of that. Loving is the practice of an awake mind. I also know that as loving is the practice of spirit, is the expression of spirit. The first medicine is forgiveness. Isn't that beautiful? The first medicine is forgiveness. And that is what we work on in our work with Ho'oponopono, with Luau, with any type of healing practice. The first medicine that we do is forgiveness. And I gotta blow my nose again. This picture always makes me cry because it's so amazing. Isn't that an amazing picture, you guys? That's amazing. Gosh, you see the Smart Titta logo on her Smart Titta. Remember Smart Titta? She developed that. My sister, she woke me up one day. It was 22 years ago. She goes, Manu, I've got a new business, because she'd had businesses every 6 months. I got a new business. It's called Smart Tittas. I'm like, Smart Tittas? I was like groaning, like, isn't that an oxymoron? She goes, no, it's not. It's because Titta stands for tough, intelligent, tender, artistic sister. And I laughed, and we laughed so hard for 20 years. So she single-handedly, just so you know, changed the concept of Titta, because everybody wanted a Smart Titta shirt, jacket, or sticker 20 years ago. And I think of Ho'okahila Aohe Mihi, because she has forgiven me for throwing her in the naupaka almost every morning. And yeah, that's really helpful. Kokua aku, kokua mai. The gift is in the giving. The gift is in the giving. That's why we love giving lays, because the gift is in the giving. It's not it's just, you know what I'm talking about. That's a frequency. That's a coherent, effulgent thing. When, love, that's tangible loving. It's the quality of how you give it. You could give a rock, a penny, a nut. You could give a feather, and it's how you present it. It's what it means. The quality of how you share in it. I love our kupuna wisdom like that. And one of my favorite ones that you're going to see, if those of you are on the closing, not all knowledge is in one school, and the opposite is knowledge is everywhere. And I love that, because as an epistemologist, as a person that loves the concept of what knowledge is, what knowing is, what understanding, and the difference of all those three, I appreciate our kupuna wisdom, because knowledge is everywhere and in everyone. And that's what Pono was saying today when he was speaking of Hana. And yeah, it's like so many of our words. Let's go to the Noahuna. Let's go into your personal interpretation. Because after all, isn't language only the capacity to exchange meaning? So I want to go on record to say, not everyone is going to speak. We want to encourage those language seekers and keepers to keep going. And then your excellence might be in surfing. Your excellence might be in cooking. Your excellence might be in wayfinding. Your excellence may be in writing. But find it. Don't let anyone tell you you're less than. Okay, Moana taught me that. That's one of my favorites. Plant a forest and the rains will follow. So no matter what, plant a tree. Make that tree one more. So it's a forest. I mean, have a good idea, share it with your daughter shares it with her friends share it with their family, and then boom, 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 effulgent coherence. But it better be a good idea. This is why it's not about money. We just think it is. It's not about money. We just think it is. So plant. What do you want to plant in your family? What do you want to plant in your own heart? What do you want to do differently? What do you want to do the same? What do you want to do that creates better health in your family. What do you want to do? Makahana ka'ike. We didn't say makaike kahana. And by the way, makahana ka'ike, here's my noahuna for that. By my actions, teach my mind. Makahana ka'ike, by my actions, teach my mind. That's my new translation, my noahuna of makahana ka'ike, because, people don't really understand how powerful that statement is. Makahana ka'ike, by my actions, teach my mind. So, the biggest insult was waha. Mom did call me waha when I was about 12. I'll never forget it. I cried for days, and then I became introverted, believe it or not. But because I did not want to be a waha, I want to be a doer. By my actions, teach my mind. So get up and do something. Do something different. Do something the same, but do something. Makahana ka'ike, kuikamana. Be unique in the world, and then let's combine our uniqueness together. That's what the purpose is to find your uniqueness. And then we awamo. Awamo is a channel. I think I've heard that you've heard me say this, but I'm going to say it again. Awamo, ao is channel. Like Keala Kahiki is a channel from Kaho'olawe to Tahiti. It's a channel, okay? But it's also an energy channel. It's energy. It's an energy channel. And then can I finish? Yeah, there it is. And then can you turn this off? Yeah. Resilience is our birthright. Aloha is our kuleana. Okay, wait, we're not done yet. Thanks, Mark. Okay. All right. So who am I talking to? Kanoi. Hi, Kanoi. You're on. All right. So, well, everybody, I see only circles. Hi, Kanoi. Can you, everybody?
Would you like people to unmute their cameras?
Yes. Unmute your cameras. Hi, Sheila.
Share your screen, please.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Kilmailani. Yay. Okay, I can't see everybody. But the point is, okay, now I'm going to just do this one more time. Awamo kuleana, all right? Awamo is a channel. It's an energetic channel. Our people understood energy. Amo, of course, is procreative, joy. It's orgasm. It's literally winking vagina. So I love that. It's a channel. It's the channel of winking vaginas. Can we all do this? Can we wink? Come on. Double winking. Yeah. So it's now I said to myself, why is that a channel? Well, I only got that rendition after we did a food sovereignty event about 10 years ago, and we had no money. All we had was relationships. And so uncle bought this, auntie bought that, friends bought that, neighbors bought this, and everybody had a blast. We had a blast. And I know what I'm talking about. When we hana together and we hana lima together and we work together, we can clean entire valleys. And then what happens is everybody had to know what they were good at. Everybody had to know what they could bring. A friend bought 70, cots. Uncle brought 6, tents, 6 big, 40 by 40s. We had everything we needed within our own families and our own communities. So that's the point. And Ku Kakalau, she calls this the Luau Model. Okay, you don't rock up to Uncle who's doing the imu and go, oh, Uncle, your rocks, they're not hot enough. You need some help. Like, don't do that. Okay. Or you go up, Auntie, she's making this, squid luau. Oh, Auntie, a little bit, you don't. You just hana. You hana. So everybody is good at something. And then everyone participates in the ways that they can. That's awamo. And then awamo is the channel. And I'm going to show you a picture of it in the keynote, because it's a special, mystical, amazing, magical, energetic field. It gets amplified when you're doing what you love to do, just like Pono was asking us. So I love that we're doing the bookends for this Ohana engagement event, because Pono gave us the substantial understanding of what O means, and Hana, and the mysticalness. Just like Ho'omanawanui doesn't mean patience. It doesn't. We just think it does. Okay, you guys. Okay. Ho'omanawanui. Manava is our mind or brain, the front portion. Also, it's our heart. So when you're waiting, when you're expanding your heart, aren't you? So we should just say, hi, I'm practicing expanding my heart. You know what I mean? Hi, I'm practicing expanding my mind. You know what I mean? Like, let's get into the deeper meaning of our knowing, and then let's share it with each other. Okay, you guys? Because my gosh, it's time to practice awamukuliana. And so ask yourself, or the people you're with, what is my passion? What can I offer? What can I do? Can I, bring pohaku to car for ulumaika to prepare for makahiki? I mean, come on, someone needs to show me this on Oahu, because I'm kind of new here. I've not been here for 40 years. I've been in Hilo and Aotearoa. So yeah, I know, yeah, Hilo, love Aotearoa. Nope, Aotearoa's too cold. Sorry. I take it back. I had to. Okay, all right. Okay. We got to do it. We got to take it back. You know why? Because everyone goes, oh, Aotearoa. You know what? Just so you know what the Noahuna is for Aotearoa, and I go over there. I've been over there for a long time, like 6 years. And I'd be talking to all these brothers with all these kakaos and these mokos and everything. And I'd say, and you know what I think of what Aotearoa means? Because I went to Rorotonga, and Teroa. You know what Teroa means? It means ke aloha, like love, right? So like, why doesn't Aotearoa mean the time of loving? Did you know that your place means the time of loving? All these brothers are like, oh, well, I never thought that. You know what I mean? Like, I had a blast. That's my Noahuna, because it is a time of loving, and it is. And mean Maori mean is what they say, but we get there. Aloha, man. Totally, man. So that's our kuleana. Resilience is our right, is our birthright, but aloha is our kuleana. We have that to share. And if you come to my kind keynote speech in another 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you how. Okay? I know, because I know they put me before my keynote speech. How's that, you guys? I'm like sweating already. You know what I mean? Like, wow. And then I got to yak like this, because usually I do the dyads. You know what I mean? Like, turn to your partner and talk. Okay? Does anyone have partners? Kanoa, you get partners over there? You get the lampshade, Sheila? Now you ain't talking to nobody. What? This is driving me crazy, hearing my voice. Alone in my office. Here's my office. Okay, look, here's my office. Here's Mark. Mark, he's got to wear this thing. Hi, Mark. Okay. I'm like, wow. Okay, here's my pictures over here. Okay, I'm the only one up here in the chancellor's office at UH West Oahu. Because, I'm telling you guys, you got to be joyful about what you're doing. Because I'm understanding that joy begets joy begets joy begets joy. It's an exponential energy that our kupuna didn't know. So, I got to call it Effulgent Coherence, yeah? I got to call it something, because everyone goes, oh, wow, I got to go to that workshop. She must know something. Because I didn't know what effulgent meant. Come on. Who knew what effulgent meant? Raise your hand. You liar, pants on fire. I swear to God. Okay? Because this is what I do is I go holo and I try to find universal principles to our kupuna knowledge, because it's everywhere. We can't just be going, oh, Hawaiians, we're so smart, we're so like that, we're so everything. We are part of the wholeness of society, of the world, and it's now time to actually radically collaborate with people outside our culture. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And so that's why I used effulgent, because Ramana Maharshi said reality is effulgent awareness. And I think it to myself, I know what awareness is, kind of, but I don't know what effulgent is. So when he said reality is effulgent awareness, that is like ma lama lama. That's the concept of expanding effulgence. That means when you get lama to describe lama, just like ho'oponopono, ho'ovaivai, you to practice pono, you've got to be pono. That's why ho'oponopono is to use pono to get back to pono. You understand that? So this is why effulgent coherence is the practice of reality, because when you have principles and you know what they are, then practice them. Chung, 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 chung. But this is why I gave you the names of those principles that Queen Liliuokalani Trust is using, Oha's using, my sisters is using. And this is the time we are expanding in a way that Pono is predicting, because Auntie Pilahi Paki gave us the ability to understand ourselves with a different capacity. And that is through Ho'opukaku, the literal, Kauna, the metaphoric and multiple, and then the Noahuna. So the Noahuna, that's key. That is key. And that is your own personal interpretation of an idea. Language is not meant to badger us. The culture cops, those culture cops, the language cops, your days are numbered, everybody. Your days are numbered. Like ticking, talking. Your days are numbered, because language is meant to empower. Language is a medium of exchange, of meaning. So I can't wait to be quiet. I can't wait to say nothing, because by my actions, teach my mind, and by my actions, teach others. But I know can say what you're gonna get from my actions. So that's why in my classes, you can't even use the word they, THEY. No using they, because them is us, they is us. Nobody saying they should do this, they should do that. Them, they did the. You can't even use colonization in my class. Colonization, come on. We are so good at colonizing ourselves. So good, so good. So it's not an external thing nowadays. What the pandemic has taught me is it is so internal. Go inside, correct, expand, deepen, love, and then express. And that's the effulgent coherence of our time. Yeah. Thanks, Kanani. Language is a medium. Yeah. Ikaolelo ola, ikaolelo make. And our people knew that. And that is, there is life in language. There is death in language. And let us find life in our language. That's why Awamu Kuleana, by the way, after we did that food sovereignty event over in Hilo 10 years ago, we had no money, but the money people just kept giving us money. I remember the tents fell down, and I said, Uncle was in back of me. He said, money, what do you need? I go, the other uncle said, there's $1,000 each tent. I'm like, Uncle, how many tents you put up? 6. I'm like, six. $6,000. And another uncle comes up, hey, Manu, how much you need? $6,000. He wrote a check right then. Like, hello, who does that? And then, anyways, I can give you hundreds of examples of a change reality when you are expressing aloha for others, when you're expressing aloha for our aina, then things occur. And I know the Mauna Kea gang knew this and knows this because of the wonder of what happened. And we were there. We love people who want the telescope up. Okay, you guys, love people who differ from you, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens, and then practice it. Because if you do not love what is different from you, you are gonna neo-colonize it with your good intentions. And that's what I like to say. Right is the booby prize. When you're right, big deal. Okay, big deal. Right is the booby prize. Your job is to be loving, because That is where the mo'o lives. Mo'o is about continuity. Continuity. Mo'o kuauhao, mo'o lelo, mo'o puna. It's about continuity. People go, what does indigenous mean? What does indigenous mean? I'm like, well, it's where the mo'o lives. It's what is continuous. It's it's what makes sense because the needs of our time. And we so make sense. Okay? We've got 5 minutes. Yay! Yay! God. Yeah, because I got another hour. I gotta have a beer or something. Oh my God. Okay, wait. All right. Well, I've got 5 minutes. All this to say, it's been real. It's been fun. I love seeing dots on the stage here. But Kanoi, thanks for turning your thing on. I think you're the only one. You and Marie, I can only see you both. It's okay. There's 140 people. I love and adore you guys. It's been real. It's been fun. I don't know about real fun, but I gotta go now, and I'll see you. Those of you who can, I'll see you for the other talk. Okay. Thanks, Marie. You can take it away. Oh, thanks, Sheila. Oh, thanks.
That was a great heart. I love that. And thank you, Auntie. I'm just going to do the wrap up, so feel